Johan, how frustrated a squad has it been that you've had to work with since the weekend?
Yeah, I think we all were a bit frustrated after what happened on Saturday. The reality is we let ourselves down by making simple errors, simple mistakes, and you're only going to get limited opportunities. And I think we let that one slip. We played a side that was desperate, but also had a bit of lack of confidence after what happened in round one, and then we made it quite easy with the amount of errors that we created ourselves, as well as the penalties, that was unnecessary. So it was a big letdown. We looked at it on Monday. We've put it behind us. The good thing about rugby is you get 7 days later to rectify, and it's obviously going to be a massive challenge again. But so far the week has really went well.
And the things that you've got to put right, how simple are they? You said there were simple mistakes. Are they simple things to put right?
Well, the top 2 inches is the first one that you have to get right, because if you look at the errors, it was not just a skill error, it was something that we had to look, why didn't we pitch up with the same energy, the same intensity, and also the same mindset. So we've obviously challenged the players on that, and like I said, we've got 7 days to fix it, and then obviously on the field, we had a few good days of fixing those errors, those decision-making things that we lacked, and hopefully, like I said, on Saturday it will be a much better performance.
In a way, is it a good thing that you've got another away game while it's still fresh in the mind, and you've still got that same, right, we've got to do this away from home mentality?
Yeah, for sure. To me, you control everything about yourself, everything about when you've got the ball. You control the field there. It's not the off the field stuff that can influence you. You must make sure that you're well prepared, and therefore it's great for us to say, okay, well, we're not good enough against Harlequins, but we're going to get another opportunity to fix those things. And again, it's not about the result. It's not that I'm saying, we focus on the win. It's just about the way we play. If there will be mistakes made, but if the intent is right and the attitude is right, then that's fine. Then that mistakes we can live by. So it's another challenge. Again, Leicester Tigers lost to going to be playing at home. You're not going to get a more motivated side. So it's a great challenge for us as a group, to show that we can up our level even if we play away from home.
And you've got a lot of former Leicester players in the Gloucester squad, so they'll be extra motivated as well, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the backgrounds of the players, where they did play and not play. We're just going to select 23 players and trust that they must do the job. But obviously I know that Fraser Balmain and Owen, and they are from Leicester, but they're not going to play because of their injuries. So not everybody is going to play, but there is a few that I know. But again, it's not about, we don't want individual battles. We want a collective battle as a team, and make sure that we 100% focus on what we must do as a team.
The pitch at Welford Road is notoriously small. Does that change how you approach the game at all?
No, not at all. Again, once we're there, we've really focused on a certain style and a certain play, certain plan, and we must just back it. We must train, and on the day must be good enough to make even a few adjustments. Therefore, you get that opportunities during the game, but also half-time to tactically change your things. But there's those error rates, the intensity, those things that we must bring. And again, how wide and how big the stadium is, that won't make a difference to us. We can control the things on the field.
You mentioned Owen and Fraser are injured. Their injury list was pretty long for Harlequins. Is there anyone coming off of that injury list who's back in contention and available again?
No, I think it's obviously the squad that played on the weekend, that then obviously with Fraser out, and then this rest of the guys that is available last week is still available. We didn't get anybody back from injury this week. It looks like Ben Morgan is not going to make the cut-off time, and also not Mark Atkinson. So it's those guys are still on that list, and we look at only the guys who's fit, that was fit last week.
Johnny May, obviously, on a personal level, has had a very good start for Leicester. I suppose there's extra motivation amongst the Gloucester backs that they'll know him well, and there is that little rivalry, isn't there?
Yeah, again, you have to respect the opposition. In any game, there is no easy game. You know, you look at the quality of players that Leicester got, or internationals all over, and then obviously when you come to Johnny, we know how good he is, how good a finisher he is, and therefore we have to be well prepared for that. But there's so much, you know, on the game that must go in the right direction. You know, start with, like I said, set face, then your defence, your attack game, the whole thing. So we can't, you know, get into those individual battles, especially not the guys at the back. We, as collectively, we just have to improve our performance.
Do you feel you're beginning to get a feel now for what the teams in the Premiership are all about, and you know, the way in which they'll play, and also, obviously, as you said last weekend, how the referees officiate the game?
For sure, you know, again, I think once you went through round one, basically, if you've played everybody, you'll have more of an idea what every team bring. You know, you can see it's the high standard. If you just look at, you know, the quality of rugby that was in all the other weekends at the games. So the one thing that I know now is, you know, any team can beat any team. There's no off weekend in the sense that if you're not there mentally, you'll get a hiding. The quality is all over the clubs, and you know, like you said, with the officials, as in any game and tournament, you have to be able to adapt during the game of what the officials want and what they, you know, not going to tolerate, and we must just be better in that discipline areas.